Greetings and welcome back to part 10 of Exo Plays Spyro Enter the Dragonfly. And if Bartholomew will talk to me...
Spyro, I know you've heard that Yeti are scary monsters, but we are peaceful, which is why we live here in this once peaceful realm. The true monsters are the Riptocs, and they've taken my kind and imprisoned them in the ice. Can you save the 5 Yeti with your flame breath?
Sorry, I had to check on something real quick, but yes, that is Bartholomew from Spyro 3, making his return. If you don't remember, he was Bentley's younger brother from Spyro 3. He would appear in all of Bentley's sections. By the way, look at how blurry that skybox is. Ooh, that's pretty bad. I mean, I do have to get, like I said, I do have to give credit to them art design wise. Like those mountains look like something that could have been in a Spyro 1, 2, and 3 skybox, you know. But that background looks fucking terrible. I don't know what they were thinking, but regardless. And you know, I do appreciate, like I keep saying this, but they could have decided to just do what the fuck ever with the art direction. And I appreciate that they tried to make this look like a Spyro game. You know, that goes a long way for me. You know, it's like you play Hero's Tale and they clearly they didn't give a shit about making it look like a Spyro game. They just did whatever they wanted. So I appreciate that they tried, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna need that whirlwind if I'm gonna get up to the upper level. So I have a feeling, getting back to what we were talking about last part, that Toys for Bob is not going to want to change too much of the original games. And they're going to try to make it as close as possible. Ripto's character design character designs notwithstanding. Because I get the feeling that they're just afraid of backlash. So I think they're going to keep all the backtracking intact. They're not going to fix that. I seriously doubt they're going to change the plot in Spyro 2 to make it better.
Oh, I like the cold, but I don't like it that much.
Okay, so just a quick aside, Bentley down there was talking about how the Yetis are peaceful people. And I don't know what he's going on about, because if you remember back to Spyro 2 and 3, there was a Yeti in Idols in Colossus, which is one of the first levels I usually play in Spyro 2. And a Yeti fucking ate a guy. Like he ate one of the brothers at one of the monks at the temple. You know, Brother Clive and whatnot. Because like Spyro 2 loves murder, so they had those little interquel scenes, and yeah, it doesn't show it on screen, but they heavily implied that a Yeti fucking ate someone. And then you go to Spyro 3, where there's boxing with Bentley. Not to mention the fact that Bentley fucking clubbed a bunch of people to death with his giant ice club. And, you know, he's Bartholomew's brother. By the way, Bentley does not appear in this game at all. And we died. And, okay, I guess we're still alive. Yes, I think we got everything we could get up there. So yeah, I don't know what Bartholomew is going on about, and there was definitely, speaking of Bartholomew himself, there was even a part in Spyro 3 where he's just like, get back in there and kick his butt again! So he's full of shit. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And by that I mean the developers who made this video game clearly did not pay enough attention to the previous games, because that Yeti even looks like the one from Spyro 2 and 3. So it's just, I don't know, because they made the art direction so similar, and because they otherwise, for the most part, tried to keep continuity, it just comes off as dumb that they would say that Yetis are peaceful, because it's clearly not true, but, you know, regardless. And you know, Spyro 3 had its share of problems as well, but unlike Spyro 2, they don't immediately come to mind, which goes to show how good that game was. I don't know, like, one of the few things they could probably do to improve it is, like, you know, remove or otherwise downplay the boxing minigame, because I haven't met a single person who loved playing it, so I'll just say that much. The best the best I usually hear is that somebody doesn't mind it, so. But I seriously doubt they're gonna remove it because they're gonna be scared of changing things. Because people are gonna backlash at them if they change even the controls slightly, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and what's more, I'm pretty certain that they're gonna fix the glitches too. Like if they're well-known glitches, like being able to glitch the collision detection to play the animal sections early, or the double jump in Spyro 2. I have a feeling they're gonna take those out.
Help, Spyro! These flying Riptocs are a menace! Oh, I think they are guarding the Yetis trapped within the ice here. Can you use the turrets to help free them?
Good lord, I love not even being able to move because, just like Jesus, that is something that is so annoying in this game. Is that you're just trying to do a thing, and I died. You're like just trying to do a thing, and then the fucking NPCs just hijack your controls, and it's just like, why? That is something that is legitimately annoying about this video game, I must say. Because now I gotta go over there and kill them all over again, so. I don't know, I guess they stayed dead, but it's just like, God, why? Why couldn't that fucker have left me alone? Especially if there's like a crowd of enemies waiting to kill me, like right next to him. It's really irritating. Oh, he was talking about the other guys. Okay, I forgot. But still, he shouldn't have been put anywhere near those enemies, for God's sake. Or how about making it so that I get to choose to talk to them, you know what I'm saying? By the way, something I have not yet mentioned about Monkey Monastery is that ice physics returned from Spyro 2 and 3, but with one major improvement. Now you can jump while on the ice, which is something that you could not do in Spyro 2 and 3. To be fair, I don't remember a lot of parts where there were like, you know, bottomless pits like right next to things, you know? So I'm, you know, man, lack of sleep catching up. So that's one thing. So I guess it wasn't like super terrible or anything, but it was still a thing that was kind of annoying, you know? So that you're trying to play the video game, and there's I don't know, whatever. Let's see, anything else I can shoot? Oh, this guy up here. So this is what they're talking about with flying Riptocs. It's basically the same thing as, God, what was that level called? There was a level in Spyro 3. I don't know, let's go talk to this guy. Ooh, a good old-fashioned Spyro 1-esque fireworks. I guess it was in the other two games as well, but I remember it the most from Spyro 1. Anyways, let's grab these gems. Do not go through that portal, or else we get to play the whole level again, and I don't want to do that. And I have a feeling that firework is gonna destroy that ice over there. As far as I know, that's the only firework in the game. So I guess that's another thing they downplayed for this fourth game.
Wow, that was more than I expected, but, thanks.
God, that voice actor sounds familiar. I don't know his name, but I've definitely heard that voice before. I don't think it's D. Bradley Baker, but that would be my first guess. Anyways, and yeah, I did look it up, and those pigs from Lua Island were indeed Billy West of Futurama fame. He played Zoidberg, Farnsworth, and Fry in that series.
Those tricky Riptocs caught me off guard, Spyro. Many thanks for your help.
I think that guy's the same as the monkeys, but I digress. So in order to finish off the flying Riptoc quest, I don't know what that fucking sound is supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be those pterodactyls. I don't know why Ripto didn't have an army to begin with, because it feels really weird. Because, like, you even look at the main menu of Spyro 2, and there's, like, a lava lizard chasing a guy around, and, you know, it's just... But those... You know, and Ripto himself is a dinosaur, but they don't... I don't know, whatever. Anyways, I completely lost my train of thought. You know what interesting fact I found out the other day? And I might have to save this for when I eventually play this game, but, anybody know a game called Metroid Prime 3 Corruption? Apparently the voice for Rundus was Christopher R. Sabat, who, if you've ever seen, Dragon Ball Z Kai, you might know that as the voice of quite a few characters in the Dragon Ball series, including Yamcha, Shenron and Purunga, Mr. Popo, Korin, Vegeta, and Piccolo. So quite a few characters from Dragon Ball, and that same voice belongs to Rundus from Metroid Prime 3. And I found that out last night, and I'm like, what? That was him? So I don't know, for some reason I felt like sharing that. So we're not gonna go in that room yet, because we need to save this guy here.
Whoa, what happened? I feel like an iced lolly. Did those Riptocs put me on ice? Egads! Thank you, Spyro!
I like how the spoken line of dialogue was different from the line. Anyways, I think there's one more guy frozen over there, and I forgot to fly down and rescue him already. Because I didn't have the right vantage for it. Yeah, he's over there. So we're gonna need that. We're gonna need to jump from above, so let's head on back over here real quick. Gosh, my throat is so sore for some reason. And the camera got stuck in a pillar. Alright. Anyway. I don't know if you guys are seeing it yet, but... I don't know, you know, I've been talking about how... I don't really think this game's all that bad. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's got problems, but it's just... Talk more about that in a second.
It's a good thing you came along when you did, Dragon.
Alright, I guess that's all he's got. By the way, has anybody noticed that the eyes in this game, like the eyeballs, are like really shiny? Like, you look at this guy's eyes, and they just like pop, and they look kind of photorealistic, but not really at the same time, so it's really weird to look at. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't even think the visuals in this game are that terrible. Like, if you compare this to the typical PS2 game that came out around this time, this really, you know, I might be roasting my own balls here, but I don't know what I meant by that. I might be digging my own grave. We'll go with that. But I really don't think that Jak and Daxter 1, you know, is all that much better looking than this game. Like, I don't really think that most PS2 games have aged, because this, you know, this game was developed for the PS2, let's be honest. Because the PS2 was a weak sauce console compared to its competition, so everything had to be brought down to it as a common denominator, you know what I'm saying? And this game is no exception.
Cheerio, Spyro! That's a good dragon!
And I believe that's all of them, so we can go talk to Bartholomew in a second. But first we'll go up here. Because there's another Dragonfly on the loose up there. And we're just plowing through these levels. It's like, I mean, this game's not very long, you know, because it's only got like 9 levels, but, you know, still, I'm kind of surprised how quickly it's going. And looks like there's something else over there. Wonder, did I get a key? Do I have a key in my inventory? I do. That'll be something to keep in mind. That guy's actually vulnerable to electricity, Red. Would you look at that? Let's see, and there's a Zoe. Where did that Dragonfly go? We'll go grab these gems real quick. And there's just another Dragonfly just sitting there. That's gotta be a good example. Damn, not here. It's just gotta be another example of, we need 90 Dragonflies for this video game that won't be finished on time. Let's just stick one up here. Or I could be wrong, maybe this one that's running around was the one that they added as filler.
Hey, it's Damsel.
That's an unfortunate name. It really is. Anita Sarkeesian's gonna be all over that. Don't you wait. Or, I mean, just you wait. Yeah, but I remember what I was talking about. Which tends to happen a lot in these playthroughs, I'm sure you've noticed. Not really that much else to say about this level, and pretty much done with it as is. I don't know, it's just, I mean, like art design, this art design wise, like a lot of people talk about how this game doesn't look all that great. I mean, Hero's Tale looks better, I'll say that much, but would I call this a bad looking game? I don't know, not really, honestly. I think it looks fine. I mean, this is frame rate withstanding, because that, I mean, as much as I love the unlocked frame rate in this video game, because it's the best video game ever made after all, yeah, this just, I can only kid so much about that, an unlocked frame rate. They really should have just targeted 30 and just left it there. Because, like, the brief moments where the game actually does run at 60 are just not worth it. I would have much preferred a consistent frame rate, and I think most people would agree. But, you know, in terms of the actual art design, like I said, it looks like the older Spyro games, except in 480p, you know what I mean? Or 480 lines, at least, I should say. I'm gonna talk to Barf real quick. Come on.
Thank you, Spyro. The Yeti will always welcome you with open arms.
Hey, it's Jewelwing.
Hey, it's Jewelwing! Had to do it. Had to do it. Yeah, in terms of, like, you know, the actual models and the textures, I mean, they're kind of blurry, but have you looked at a PS2 game recently? Like, look at any PS2 game, like, even heavy hitters like the Silent Hill games have really blurry, crappy looking textures. It's just a PS2 thing, I'm telling you.
Hey, it's Young.
I'm not trying to say that Enter the Dragonfly is some kind of amazing looking game for this generation, because, you know, like, if we're talking relatively speaking in terms of, you know, the first 3 Spyro games were some of the best looking games on the PlayStation. And I certainly would not say that about Spyro 4 here, about Enter the Dragonfly. I don't think it comes even anywhere close to, like, most of the first-party GameCube games or Xbox games that were around at the same time. Well, I'm gonna qualify that. It doesn't look, because Halo 1 and Halo 2 look pretty bad, and so did Fable. So I don't know. By bad, I mean about on the same level as a typical PS2 game, despite the Xbox being much more powerful. So I guess what I'm saying is that this game is kind of average looking for the 6th generation, as opposed to something like Super Mario Sunshine, which is, you know, on the top tier game. Because, you know, it's, I don't know, I just don't see what's so terrible about these graphics. Like, there are a couple of character models, like that Yeti, like I was talking about, and how, like, you know, a couple of visual details. During that cutscene where Riptoc was talking about how the dragonflies had scattered! You could look in the background, there's like a banner, and like part of the texture hadn't loaded correctly. Like, there's shit like that. And there are certainly not all the models look amazing or anything. You know, like, so I'm not stupid, I see it, but it's just, I don't know, I feel like there's much worse looking video games from this era, you know what I mean? But I digress. So it looks like we have a minigame, folks. And it's gonna have to wait until the next part, so I'll see you guys at the end of the load screen.